parlions de la dictature, voilà, je dirais, avec les banques centrales, voilà un exemple de la manifestation pure et dure, sans phare, quand on se fie aux archives de la dictature. Les banques centrales, qui se constituent à partir du XIXe siècle dans les pays capitalistes à des étapes diverses, grosso modo, elles représentent la quintessence de la fraction la plus concentrée du capital bancaire, du capital financier, et en l'occurrence du capital bancaire, et elles exercent sur les États une dictature qui a été absolument continue, je dirais de la période, par exemple en France, où Napoléon Bonaparte fonde la Banque de France, à tout ce qui a suivi. Le procédé, on va s'en tenir à la Banque de France pour rester au plus simple, et vu le temps qui nous est imparti, mais on pourrait faire la même analyse pour l'ensemble des banques centrales. On voit concrètement dans les crises, par exemple, on peut le voir à n'importe quelle étape, je signale que les archives de la Banque de France, sans être totalement ouvertes, sont quand même très largement ouvertes, ce qui m'a permis d'ailleurs d'élaborer la thèse de la démocratie française comme une dictature de la Banque de France. Et donc j'ai montré concrètement comment les banques centrales avaient été l'artisan essentiel de la transformation des démocraties ou quasi-démocraties occidentales en dictature à proprement parler, puisque c'était les banques centrales internationales qui avaient été en mesure de véritablement implanter ou d'aider le capital italien à implanter la dictature mussolinienne, comment les banques centrales sont impliquées directement dans la crise de 1931 d'ailleurs, qui est leur crise exactement comme la crise de 2008 est celle des banques centrales et du capital financier, comment ces banques centrales ont exercé une pression écrasante sur les États pour faire avaliser la transformation de leur dette privée, de la dette privée des banques en dette publique, et comment ça s'est fait avec évidemment pour protagoniste essentiel l'Allemagne qui avait tant emprunté parce que son taux d'intérêt dépassait tous les taux d'intérêt de partout ailleurs, et comment la dictature nazie est directement liée aux décisions prises au début des années 1930 et en particulier à l'état de 1931. Je suis frappé naturellement par le fait que les crises récentes, et notamment la crise de 2008, a exactement renouvelé le processus de 1931 en transformant une dette privée des banques prise avec la représentation des banques centrales pour sauver les intérêts des plus puissantes d'entre elles, comment les banques centrales ont permis de transformer une dette et une créance privée en dette et créance publique qui rend aujourd'hui la vie des peuples de l'Union européenne rigoureusement insupportable.
This is a picture of a problem. These are the people who have created that problem. This is that problem's manifestation. Predicting the future of this image is the key to predicting the future of financial assets. What's coming next is the great devaluation. We are now 1 minute to midnight. A black swan event is imminent. In the last 30 years, the top 1% has gained $21 trillion in wealth. This may sound like a lot until compared to the bottom 50%, who during the same time have lost $900 billion. Then this number becomes obscene. 4 decades of central bank monetary manipulation, lower and lower interest rates, and free money have all flowed to the very top. According to Forbes magazine, the top 20 people in the world are worth $1.31 trillion. According to the Federal Reserve, the bottom 3.75 billion people are worth $1.3 trillion. Which means that 20 people in the world are worth the bottom half of the world combined. If these numbers don't scare you, they should. They represent an unsustainable math problem. We have seen this movie before. In 1929, easy monetary policies had pushed wealth into the hands of just a few. The wealth gap was the largest in human history. It led to anger, which led to the election of populist leaders. These leaders adopt policies of nationalism and tariffs. That easy money led to massive asset bubbles. The Roaring Twenties saw stocks quadruple. The Warren Buffett indicator, which measures the market cap to GDP ratio, hit 141% in 1929. The signs today are exactly the same. Today, the Warren Buffett indicator is at 155%. The stock market has increased 4 times in the last decade. Populism has led to anger, has led to nationalism. Donald Trump has become known as Tariff Man Trump around the world. What's coming next is the great devaluation. We are now 1 minute to midnight.
Au final, en conclusion, William, de ce podcast sur la stabilité financière avec ces enseignements du Japon, qu'est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire? Qu'est-ce qu'on doit retenir?
Force est de constater que des années de taux bas à un niveau mondial, pour des raisons qu'on comprend et qui sont justifiées, ça nous invite quand même à être plus vigilants parce que avec des taux qui devraient rester bas, il est fort à parier que les tendances qui ont suivi l'introduction de ces taux bas vont continuer en termes de valorisation d'actifs ou encore en termes de velléité d'augmenter l'effet de levier dans le bilan. En d'autres termes, augmentation de l'endettement. Et donc, la question de la résilience par rapport à des chocs qui est déjà posée aujourd'hui reviendra de plus en plus souvent, ce qui rend crucial, vraiment crucial, l'effort d'éviter de créer des chocs, de contribuer à des chocs. Et ça, c'est vraiment crucial. Donc la politique économique, dans toutes ses dimensions, doit chercher à éviter de créer des chocs.
Hundreds of shoppers rush into a Los Angeles Costco this morning with this warning. Supplies are being rationed to keep up with the unprecedented coronavirus panic shopping. Customers run down store aisles at full speed and then quickly start loading up their carts. Within moments of this Costco opening, a sea of shoppers came back to this area where the water and paper goods are stored.
Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino. It is Thursday, March 12th, 2020, and we are going to make history again today. In fact, it's already being made. As I am doing this video blog, stock futures are halted. We are at limit down. Circuit breakers have been triggered. And look, this is a bloodbath. And I can't imagine that there is one other YouTube channel or news outlet on the planet who warned all of you the week before this all started. Warning after warning, and we are not done. Christine Lagarde, ECB president, came out yesterday explaining that she believes we are marching into a 2008 event. This is much worse. Like I explained to you, in 2008, we had to bail out the banks. In 2020, nations are going to need to be bailed out, and their central banks are going to step up to the plate. Let me explain this to you. Many people were led to believe that central banks, especially the Federal Reserve, was going to be blamed for the meltdown. Let me put a little light on that for you. Central banks are going to be praised for what they are doing now. Central banks around the world are going to print and add digits to a screen like we have never seen before. I explained to all of you months ago, this is what they would do. The scapegoat here, and it's everywhere. All the financial channels are talking about how what we're seeing in the markets right now is all because of the virus. This is a complete falsehood. Anyone that has even the fraction of a functioning brain cell, just one, realizes that we have a market, a stock market, not just here in the United States, a global stock market in the largest bubble the world has ever seen, hyperinflated on the back of a debt bubble. And again, I firmly believe, and I know that most of you do probably here as well, this virus was deliberately dispersed, and now they're going to use it as a scapegoat, say, look, it's the virus that caused the meltdown. It's the virus that's causing all these problems. No, it's our incompetent world leaders who have deliberately inflated a bubble along with their central banks to foster a wealth transfer, like I have explained to you since forever. People are losing all kinds of money here. And I'm hearing from so many people, close friends of mine too, that are going, my God, Greg, I'm getting decimated. My 401k, my investment plan, I'm losing all kinds of money. What should I do? Well, to these people, I would say very sadly, even people that I know personally, you should have been listening to me. You should have been listening to me. I told all of you what to do for a decade. Be prepared for what's going on here. Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. That the market was in a bubble. That the debt bubble is the greatest threat to humankind. Period. The end. It's a financial monster. All the market is doing now is trying to determine fair value. It's its one and only job. We have had world leaders and their respective central bank, who are the real leaders, pump epic sums of debt into this market only to hyperinflate a bubble. But now they're all going to blame the coronavirus, and the central banks are going to be praised at the end for their efforts to try to push off a global meltdown, which they can't do. Again, look, this has been engineered. If you don't believe that what we're seeing now was deliberate, I told you from I don't know how long ago that this is what would happen at one point, this is how it would play out, and this is exactly what we're seeing. Exactly what we're seeing
Parce
now.
que cette banque des règlements internationaux qui siège à Bâle, c'est un peu la banque des banques centrales. Et j'en parlais dans cette conférence sur les origines cachées de la construction européenne parce que je faisais remarquer que pendant la Seconde Guerre mondiale, à la Banque des règlements internationaux à Bâle se rencontraient gentiment autour d'une table avec un tapis vert le président de la Réserve fédérale, la Federal Reserve Board américaine, de la Bank of England, mais aussi de la Reichsbank hitlérienne, et puis de la Banque de Suisse, de la Banque de France, etc. Donc tout ce petit monde se rencontrait, alors même qu'ils étaient en guerre. Je précise aussi, j'invite les gens que ça intéresse à aller se renseigner sur le parcours assez incroyable d'un type qui s'appelait Hjalmar Schacht. Ça s'écrit H-J-A-L-M-A-R, c'est son prénom, et Schacht, c'est S-C-H-A-C-H-T. Hjalmar Schacht. Hjalmar Schacht a été justement le gouverneur de la Reichsbank. Il a facilité l'accession d'Adolf Hitler au pouvoir en janvier 1933, et ensuite il a été, pendant une très grande partie du Troisième Reich, le gouverneur de la Reichsbank jusqu'en 1944, où là, sentant que les carottes étaient cuites, Je me demande s'il n'a pas fait partie de l'attentat contre Adolf Hitler à la tanière du Loup, donc en Prusse orientale, l'attentat de, comment il s'appelle, von Stauffenberg, là, cet attentat qui avait eu lieu, dont Hitler a réchappé. En tout cas, à ce moment-là, il s'est esbigné, il a changé de crèmerie. Il a quand même été arrêté à Nuremberg, arrêté par les Alliés, et il a figuré au procès de Nuremberg, le premier procès de Nuremberg, avec les plus grands criminels nazis, avec Göring, avec Seyss-Inquart, avec Ribbentrop, etc., etc. Et avec Keitel. Et ce gouverneur de la Banque centrale allemande, qui a siégé à la Banque des règlements internationaux, qui a quand même été au cœur même du pouvoir hitlérien, parce que le gouverneur de la Banque centrale, c'est quand même lui qui fait marcher la machine, eh bien, il a été acquitté à Nuremberg. Il a fait partie des 2 ou 3 qui ont été acquittés. Il y en a qui ont été condamnés à de la prison pendant quelques années, 10 ans, 15 ans. Je crois que c'était Albert Speer, l'architecte d'Hitler. Et il y en a qui ont été condamnés à la prison à vie, c'était, comment il s'appelle, Rudolf Hess. Et puis il y en a qui ont beaucoup, 14 ou 15, je ne sais plus, qui ont été condamnés à la peine de mort et à la pendaison. Quand même assez extraordinaire. Ça prouve quand même le pouvoir assez incroyable des banquiers centraux et qui, en temps de guerre, arrivent quand même à s'entendre à travers les conflits. Et puis, le type a quand même réchappé. Voilà. Alors, pour le reste, sur la baie, là, c'était une petite histoire, mais qui, je crois, doit être là pour attirer l'attention du grand public, parce que Banque des règlements internationaux, ça paraît très lointain. C'est la banque des banques, c'est là que se négocie en effet, que se débattent des problèmes qui concernent la haute finance planétaire.
Witnessing here, and understand this too, the propping up of these markets. The president met with the CEOs of Wall Street banks yesterday. I don't know what they discussed here, but believe me, they are all on the right side of this market. The investment banks are trading like I do. Okay, many of them already tried to hire me. You all know that. They look for guys like me who have maybe a little foresight into this market, because nobody in the world warned their followers or anybody else immediately before this meltdown happened that I was getting out of the market, warning after warning. Okay, nobody in the world. I'm the only guy who did it. So you pick who you want to pay attention to with these shill YouTube channels out there pushing their fake narrative that the Fed is going to be blamed. The Fed is going to come out of here being praised at the end, along with other world central banks. People, this is, again, since the creation of central banking, this has been their one goal, to be the lenders and buyers of last resort, to make you, the people of the world, slaves or the borrowers. This is not a new thing. I've been explaining this to you since forever. And I said, all we need is one leader to start taking away their central bank's power. I wish it would start with President Trump, but he won't do it. He won't do it. And it's a damn shame. The power of central banks exists in one thing: their ability to issue debt. If we take that away, we end the reign of the central banks around the world. But no, you're going to hear calls for quantitative easing. You're going to hear calls for rate cuts, more debt, not just by President Trump, but by every single world leader who are slaves to their central bank, and they're enslaving nations, and they are enslaving the people of the world. This is about to get much, much worse. And this, what we're seeing now, all of it by design, including this coronavirus that they're now blaming for everything. Oh no, it's not the incompetent world leaders that have deliberately inflated a stock market bubble and hyperinflated a debt bubble along with their central bank. It's not them. It's not the fact that nothing makes sense anymore. This market has no bearing on reality. And again, it's all done on purpose to foster a wealth transfer. How much cash have you lost in net worth? How much net worth have you lost, or paper, watching your 401ks go up, watching your investments go up that only make money when the stock market goes up? Paper. That's it. You never had it. You understand that? Whatever you've seen your 401k plan go up to, or whatever investment plan you might have that keeps going up, it's paper. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's not on the elemental chart. It's in fantasy land. And that fantasy land is about to become real, not for you, but for those that this wealth is being transferred to right now on an epic scale. So just be ready to pretty much lose it all at this point, because it's designed to do it. People, take advantage of what's happening now with metals, with cryptocurrencies. Bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. And I'll tell you something else. We haven't even seen the debt bubble burst yet. When the debt bubble pops, that's going to be the grand finale. The grand finale to this whole thing. Right now, again, we made history yesterday. The 11-year bull run ended yesterday. And people, again, it's amazing to me how people are getting caught off guard here. Even people that follow my work, friends of mine, when I told them all what would happen, I told them all what they should be doing, and now they're like, you know, their minds are being blown, like they didn't see this coming? Really? Are you serious? All right, people, look for the distractions. It's every single thing you're witnessing right now is going to be blamed on the coronavirus as central banks, including the Fed, pump more debt into this market. And in the end, the central banks are going to get praised, not blamed for anything here. All of this is being deflected off of our incompetent world leaders who have been working with their central banks to deliberately inflate a bubble to catch you and most people completely off guard. But if you've been with me and you have followed my work right up until the end, the week before I warned all of you that this was going to happen. I told you that I pulled my own cash out of my core positions in the stock market. Who else did that? Name one other person. Any of the shill YouTube channels do it? They're trying to convince you that there's a bigger plan going on here, that the Fed is going to be blamed for this. It's laughable. No, they've picked their scapegoat. It is the coronavirus. It's so twisted. This guy loves you, please.
Je suis un homme de Cro-Magnon. Je suis un singe ou un poisson. Sur la terre en toute saison. Moi je tourne en rond, je tourne en rond. Je suis un seul pays des millions. Je suis un homme au cœur de lion. À la guerre en toute saison. Moi je tourne en rond, je tourne en rond. Je suis un homme plein d'ambition. Belle voiture, belle maison. Dans la chambre, dans le salon. Moi je tourne en rond, je tourne en rond. Je fais l'amour et la révolution. Je fais le tour de la question. J'avance, avance à reculons. Et je tourne en rond, je tourne.